The Battle of Winterfell episode of Game of Thrones has become the most watched program in HBO's history with more than 17 million viewers, all using the same 10 that it helped.
In my career, I've always tried to make a human connection. That's my responsibility, I think. I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders and say, you can do this.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be an apology, not a reenactment.
President Trump announced that he would be withdrawing the U.S. from the Iran nuclear deal. And look, I'm not gonna pretend I know anything about the Iran deal. But Trump is. And you know the only part of that deal Trump has read was the signature on the bottom that said Barack Obama. That's all he needed. Trump is undoing so much of Obama's work that Obama is gonna start fading away in pictures like Back to the Future.
President Trump on Friday announced a deal to temporarily reopen the government for 3 weeks while negotiations continue over border security. 3 weeks. We're basically treating the government like it's a trial period for a Hulu subscription. It's pretty clear that Trump has not figured out how to deal with Nancy Pelosi yet. Usually when a woman is giving him this much trouble, he just gives her 130 grand to shut up.
The screenwriter of the new Harriet Tubman biopic said that when he first pitched the movie in the 90s, a studio executive suggested that Julia Roberts play Harriet Tubman. I know, worse, it was gonna be called Runaway Bride 2. I'd watch that. Trump promised protections for Kim Jong-un if he makes a deal during their meeting, but warned that if talks fall apart, he would decimate them. You know, real Nobel Peace Prize stuff. Reminds me of Martin Luther King's famous speech, dream a nightmare, take your pick.
Makes a lot of money, but, like, we're all just animals in people costumes, right?
I've never hated anyone this much.
I guess the way I think makes me a little strange. I'm kind of like dreaming while I'm awake, while other people wait to go to sleep to dream. Meanwhile, me, I'm always dreaming because I see things just a little differently, Colin.
West Virginia lawmakers reached a deal with public school teachers to end their strike and give them a 5% pay raise. Good. Nobody's more underpaid than public school teachers. You ever see a faculty parking lot? Teachers drive cars made by companies that don't even make cars. My dad is a public school teacher. He drives a 97 Frigidaire.
Don't pause after.
Lastly, 116-year-old Gavin McLaughlin was awarded the 2019 Sexiest Supercentenarian Alive Award. Posthumously, he was, I don't know. Can I meet Pete?
No,
Where's
you can't.
Pete?
No. We can update on Colin Jost.
What?
I'm gonna go shave. Good night.
No, they didn't.
That said, it's still better than the Democrats' midterm slogan, oh man, are we gonna blow this again?
The midterms are Tuesday, and this election will probably come down to people who never vote, like me. Personally, I'm saving myself for someone special.
Rated. #1. In overall salt. I mean, actually, I'd like to tell you what salt is instead.
I know what salt is.
So you know it's angry sugar?
I don't want to go. What are you talking
Sarah,
about?
My boss, Sarah, said you can't come to the White House anymore.
Why can't I come to the White House? Because I what?
Because when you punched me.
I did not punch you.
Sarah made a video, took a video,
Wait,
made
what?
a video. Crap. Roll it! I'm Colin Jost. And I'm gonna hit you. Oh, here I
Wait.
What would you say is Goop's mission statement?
Oh. Gwyneth is watching. Hi, Gwyneth. Gwyneth is so good to me. So Goop is, I don't know what Goop even is.
That's just one for the whole family. Tonight is the start of the Final Four with Virginia beating Charles Barkley's alma mater, Auburn. Here to talk about it is Charles Barkley. Hello!
summer.
Well, this Thursday in Congress was Take Your Chicken to Work Day. What happened was Attorney General William Barr refused to show up for a congressional hearing because I guess our country just has no rules anymore. So Democrat Steve Cohen brought in a prop chicken and a bucket of KFC to make the hilarious and subtle point that Barr is a chicken. Yeah, it was awful. And you know who really hated it? The other people in the room who had to smell and watch an old man go to town on a bucket of... But I don't really understand how any of this is important, so I'm just going to treat this memo like every other memo I've received at work and completely ignore it. At this point, if you actually want to get my attention, the bar is set at porn star spanks president with magazine. Well, tomorrow night is the 61st Annual Grammy Awards. Here to talk about who she thinks should win is our very own Melissa Villasenor.
Yeah! Thank you, Colin. You know, everyone's been on the edge of their seats waiting to hear my Grammy picks. So, here we go.
Okay, wait, now, hold on one second. Melissa, are you dressed up as Lady Gaga?
What? No, I just wore this for all my Melissa monsters out there.
It was reported that one of Harvey Weinstein's lead attorneys is withdrawing from the case after he finally Googled Harvey Weinstein.
Sunday night will bring a super blood wolf moon, which is a rare lunar eclipse and not, as I had assumed, the name of the band that just performed on our show.
I also read that you started your own league for young players called the Junior Basketball Association.
You're damn right. My own league. Only real ballers need apply. You think you got what it takes? Then bring your A game to tryouts this week at the First Korean Baptist Church in Temecula. Because the JBA will feature the future All-Stars of America.
And have any top high school players signed up?
Not a one.
Look, believe me, once we start doing our research, we're not going to have much left, you know, because it seems like all really talented people are sick. Don't worry, Colin, me and you are good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Not Che, though. Che's a genius.
Genius.
Wait, what?
Look, I don't know what it is with talented people. You know, Charlie Chaplin was like the first movie star ever, and he married a 15-year-old, and he couldn't even talk.
It was reported that Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and Childish Gambino have all turned down offers to perform at the Grammys over complaints that the Recording Academy has not done enough to diversify its membership. In fact, the Academy's blackest member is Virginia Governor Ralph Northam.
Aviation officials report that 2 Irish pilots claim they saw an unidentified flying object. But keep in mind, Irish pilot is also the highest reading on a breathalyzer. A luxury candy company in Chicago will soon start selling Ruby chocolate. And they're also going to get sued because Ruby chocolate is my drag name.
He is 90. When my grandma turned 90, we bribed the DMV to flunk her on her driving test, and they did it.
Yeah. Why aren't you guys freaking out? He's old, okay? There's a scene where he's driving with, like, no hands.
Oh, my God.
And he's, like, unwrapping an ice cream sandwich. He's, like, singing jazz and stuff. It's insane.
That's when we realized this was a superhero movie for old people about a guy whose superpower is that he can drive unsupervised.
Yeah.
You mean the FDA?
Yeah. And may I remind you that this is after everybody in the country got the runs from eating freaking salad twice. I thought I had it, but then I remembered I don't eat salad. That's just my normal. and then, to top it all off, you're gonna mess with our military by banning people from serving just because you decided they ain't got the right private parts?
However, the deal with Congress did provide funding for a 55-mile section of slats, and we actually have one of Trump's best guys who's there right now. He already started building it. Did you finish that first section yet, Tommy?
That's right. The slats all ready to go, boss. Oh, that horizontal. I think we built a ladder.
You know what? That can't keep me down, because I'm really excited about some of my new sponsors. Like Carl's Sr. Leftover Carl's Jr. food ground to mush for old people. Carl's Sr. And Your Pillow. From the makers of My Pillow, send us your pillow. We need more pillows. Or how about Shkreli's Jelly? It's just jelly that's $8,000 a jar.